This video is for English learners who want to practice their speaking skills and become more fluent. English is my second language, and I also teach it, so everything I recommend or suggest comes either from my own experience or from my students' experiences. This knowledge comes from many years of learning, practicing, living in English-speaking countries, working in English, and dealing with all the challenges that come with that. One thing I've noticed a lot, especially from the comments I receive almost every day, is that many people believe the only way to practice English is by finding a native speaker and talking to them. That's not entirely true. In fact, that's not true at all. Today, I'm going to show you 4 effective ways to practice English speaking by yourself at home without needing a native speaker. I'll also explain why these methods work so well and why you should start using them right away. Method 1. Shadowing. The first method is practicing speaking through shadowing. If you don't know what shadowing is, I'll explain it in very simple terms. Shadowing means acting like someone's shadow. You repeat everything they say the way they say it, the same tone, the same rhythm, the same speed, and the same connected speech. I'm going to demonstrate this using a short part of a TED Talk called The Simple Secret of Being Happier by Tia Graham. There are 2 shadowing methods. If you're a beginner, the first method is listen to one sentence, pause, repeat. Listen, pause, repeat. This gives you more time and space. The second method is simultaneous shadowing. You press play and repeat at the same time as the speaker. Let's start with the first method. Spend a lot of quality time with your friends and your family. For me, this looks like weekly date nights with my husband, playing with my daughters, every single day with my phone away, FaceTiming and calling my sisters multiple times a week. Notice how I imitated her melody and rhythm. That doesn't mean this is exactly how I would say these sentences if I read them from paper. As a learner, you may not naturally know where the voice goes up or down, where to pause, or which words to stress. Shadowing makes this very clear. For example, when she says a lot, she stresses it to show quantity. If she said it flatly, the meaning wouldn't be as strong. You learn emphasis through sound, not rules. Another example is weekly date nights with my husband. This part is tricky because it's fast and connected. You have to repeat it until you can say it smoothly. You learn how words group together into one unit of sound. That's connected speech, and this is how real English sounds. Now let's look at simultaneous shadowing. This method is more challenging, but you get used to it quickly. When you do this, your brain goes into hyper-focus mode. You don't have time to think about grammar, vocabulary, or mistakes. You simply follow the sounds. You don't even need to understand every word. This exercise trains your mouth, your ears, and your speed. It helps you sound more fluent and natural. Shadowing works because your brain imitates sounds naturally, you stop overthinking, you learn real pronunciation, rhythm, and flow. This method is not for grammar or vocabulary. It's for fluency, pronunciation, and confidence. You can use audiobooks, TED Talks, interviews, movies, or YouTube videos. I especially recommend vloggers and street interviews because they speak naturally, not like scripted actors. Method 2. Turning passive vocabulary into active vocabulary. The second method is practicing your passive vocabulary. Many learners don't understand the difference between passive vocabulary and active vocabulary. Passive vocabulary, words you understand but can't use. Active vocabulary, words you can use immediately without hesitation. That's why you may understand English well but struggle to speak. Watching videos alone is only 50% of learning. You understand words, but that doesn't mean you can use them. For example, you watch someone cooking and hear, "whisk the eggs," "flip the pancake." You think you learned something, but tomorrow you might forget it. To make vocabulary active, you must use it yourself. Whisk eggs and say, "I am whisking eggs. This is a whisk." Say it out loud. Teach your mouth and ears what the word sounds like. One powerful exercise is to make your house an English zone. Narrate everything you do: cleaning, cooking, laundry, exercising, organizing. You'll quickly realize how many simple words you don't actually know. Describe objects in detail: their shape, color, texture, purpose. Pretend you're a vlogger. Pretend you're famous. Talk. The more you repeat words out loud, the faster they become part of your active vocabulary. Method 3. Convert your thoughts into English. The third method is converting your thoughts into English. You already replay conversations in your head. "I should have said this." "I could have answered differently." So do that, but in English. If something happens at work, share your opinion in English. If you imagine a future conversation with your boss, practice it in English. This helps you practice your own thoughts, not someone else's. I used to do this all the time when I was younger. I imagined conversations with my family, teachers, and friends. My English wasn't good at first, but I explained things with the words I had. Eventually, I started thinking in English. That's when English stopped being a school subject and became a communication tool. Method 4. Develop social skills. The final method is developing social skills. Language is human connection. Grammar alone is not enough. You need to learn active listening, tone of voice, facial expressions, body language, politeness and empathy, cultural expectations. Sometimes learners say, "My grammar was correct, why was it misunderstood?" Often, the problem isn't the words, it's the tone or timing. Practicing with real people matters. Speaking clubs are great because you learn not only by speaking, but also by observing others. English includes culture, behavior, and social norms, not just vocabulary. Remember, you have more control over your English practice than you think. Saying you have no one to talk to is just an excuse. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gave you a new perspective on practicing English speaking skills. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments. Bye!